If you have a question for John, you can either call or text 775-5559 or email us live at knoxradio.com, and we'll get to your text questions that way. Hi, John. How you doing?
Hey, I'm good, Danny. How about you?
I'm doing okay. All ready for Christmas?
Yeah,
it's
already.
coming. It's just about here. Got all your shopping done, that sort of thing. Plans are made.
Plans are made. Shopping's done. It kind of snuck up on us this year because we were just down in Tulum, Mexico. Last week, got back on late Tuesday night. So doing that right before Christmas, normally we do a vacation after Christmas. It made Christmas really come up fast for us.
Oh yeah, when you get back from that, and all of a sudden, hey, now it's Christmas time.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Maybe you got most of your stuff done before you went. How was it's Mexico?
Right? Yeah, it was amazing.
Right.
Super good.
No trouble with gangsters or anything like that. You know, it's like. You hear all about these cartel people doing weird stuff now.
Yeah. No.
On beaches and stuff. So it's just my wife's like, no, we're not never going back there again. And it's like, well, it's probably not all the time. You know?
I honestly, I don't worry about that stuff too much to begin with. But it's been our third time in this particular spot. And we've never run into a situation where we didn't feel safe at all. And there's a big, there's a police presence down there and stuff. You see them in their trucks and all the tourist areas. Yep. Yeah.
Okay, very good. Well, it's good to have you back.
Yeah.
It's good to see you again. No trouble. Got back into the country okay.
Yep. You just have to do. So they told us to do get a negative COVID test before before we would be allowed back in the country. So we got that done within 24 hours of leaving. Mm-hmm. But then they said when we were on the plane, they said they might ask you for your negative COVID test. I'm not sure. I don't think they asked us for it when we went to customs.
So
I could be wrong.
Where were you supposed to get that in Mexico before you came back then?
And that's what we did, yeah.
Oh, so
Our
you
hotel
did do
just
it.
tested us.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, that's very nice that they do offer that service.
Oh, yeah.
Very cool.
Or else we would have had to go track down some.
Otherwise, we're moving to Mexico.
Yeah,
we're never getting out.
Yeah, permanent vacation.
Right.
I don't know if I can afford that.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you'd be a cabana boy.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's see here. Let's talk a little bit about real estate in the region as we're kind of rolling into Christmas. What's the market like right now? I mean, it's December. We got snow on the ground. The colder temperatures are here.
Yeah.
Compared to a few months ago, what are things looking like?
So activity is the slowest that it's going to be probably all year in December and into January here. So you see probably anywhere from like 30-some to 40-some, low 40s number of homes accept offers per month. And whenever I give these numbers, this is Grand Forks only.
Okay.
And then, listing inventory is also very, very low. It's the lowest it's been in many years. And this is the time of year when inventory will be at its lowest. But, and you and I were talking about this off air, when the inventory drops, the inventory maybe dropped from an average of 150 to 160 listings on the market during the summer months to...
Which was very, very low compared to past years, right? So
past years, it was over 300.
Right, okay.
And then now it's down to in the 120s. So it dropped off, by 30 some listings probably. But the number of homes accepting offers per month cuts into about half of what it is from those busiest months of the year. So, savvy buyers are getting out and trying to buy something this time of year when there's less competition amongst buyers. Fewer listings on the market means there's fewer choices, but it's actually more of a buyer's market. It's not a buyer's market yet, but it's closer to being a balanced market than it was during the summer, spring, and then it probably will be in the summer and spring of 2022.
Okay, very good. So if you're looking for a home right now, if you're a serious buyer, there are homes out there that are ready to go.
Yes, there are, and nice ones are still coming on. Fewer homes are listing, but fewer homes are selling. So just the market in general is just slower during the winter months, and this is the way it's been forever here,
Okay.
And fewer people moving during the holidays, which is fine. I don't necessarily mind that. I need a little break every now and then.
I remember moving on New Year's Eve before. It wasn't much fun. It was really, really cold. But,
yeah.
That's whatever. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
Yep.
That's
Exactly.
How it works. So for a majority of people who are thinking about selling their house, they're probably going to wait and do it in the spring of the year. Are there certain things that they can do right now to maybe get that home ready to be sold, and that's not going to cost them an arm and a leg.
Yeah, that's a really good question. So if you are thinking about selling in the spring months, if you're trying to time it perfectly and you want to sell during the strongest sellers market of the year, you probably want to be on the market by mid-March or early April, so you can be on the market during that hottest time of the year. There's some years where the market starts getting hot in March too, so that's the time of year that I would plan to do it. Here are the 5 cheapest ways to improve your home's value before you sell. So repaint in neutral colors, replace old carpets, update landscaping and curb appeal, take care of maintenance issues and small repairs. These are things that might get caught in home inspection or that might turn off buyers that make them think the home hasn't been well maintained. And then these are the cheapest things that make probably the biggest difference. Deep clean, organize, declutter, and then decorate. If you're listing your home, it just takes a little. You can hire out a cleaning company to deep clean your house and continue doing that every week or 2 weeks until it's sold. But these are the cheapest ways to improve your home's value and ensure a high sale price and a quick, convenient sale.
So if you've been living in a home for, let's say you've been there for 10 or 15 years or something like that, and you've accumulated a lot of stuff, as we all do, should you try to get that out of the house someplace, maybe rent a storage place someplace, and you know you're going to move anyway, so you're just going to move a lot of that stuff out and maybe don't have as much decorations on the wall? You know, what do you do in those situations?
So a lot of people who have that situation have outgrown their home or beginning to outgrow their home. So if you do have some storage available in your home, let's say a garage attic, let's say a basement storage room, or even in your garage, if you've got storage available in your garage, that's your first option. Second option is, yes, to rent a storage unit and get that stuff out of there. That's part of the decluttering process. It's going to make your home look bigger. It's going to make it easier to decorate. You kind of want to, when you're staging your home to sell, you kind of want to sell the buyer on the perfect life that they're going to have in that home. And the perfect life is organized and peaceful, serene. It's not cluttered. It's not crazy. It's not chaotic. So that's part of selling a home, is kind of not giving the buyer any of those things. You know, like, for example, you don't leave cleaning supplies out. When you sell your home, you keep your home very clean, but you don't leave the cleaning supplies out.
You don't want to let people think, oh, I have to clean.
Yeah, exactly.
When you walk in,
you don't want them thinking about the work it takes to keep that lifestyle or to keep your home looking.
It's kind of a mind game in a way.
Yeah, you want to have the buyer be able to have as clear and positive of a mindset as possible when they go in your house, so that they can appreciate everything that's there. Yeah. All
right. So if you're thinking about putting your home on the market in March, and you're going to be doing some of these things in the meantime, when should they be talking to you?
Now. Okay. So these are some areas that I can help, because, you know, this is kind of a broad brush, this list. Your house might have individual things where I can see opportunities that say, hey, if you do this little thing, this is going to really help you out. This the way it is right now is going to hold you back a little bit. If we get that fixed, I think we're going to be able to get a lot more for it. So have me come in. Make sure you don't overspend either. That's the other thing I can keep you from doing, is from overspending on getting your home ready. Because if you overspend, you're not going to get all that money back. So you'll probably get a quicker, more convenient sale because your home's going to be more move-in ready. But we don't want to leave money on the table by spending too much where we're not going to be able to get it back.
All right, we're talking with John Brodeen, who is a realtor with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Family Realty. If you have a question for John, you can either call or text 775-5559 or email us live at knoxradio.com. If you've got a bad yard, I mean, it's just like, for whatever reason, you got crabgrass, you got things, and it's just like you've worked on it and tried it, but it just doesn't look that good. Is now a good time to sell because the snow was covering everything up? Yeah,
it's not a bad idea. And you know, for people who care about yards, that's something they can fix too. It's not like it's a forever thing. But yeah, it helps, because differences in how nice your yard is and how nice your landscaping is, they're not as apparent during the winter months. So if you're going to sell it during the spring and summer months, I think the earlier that you get on that stuff in the spring to start trying to get that lawn looking amazing and cleaning up that landscaping and doing some of that stuff, you definitely want to get on it early, because if it's halfway through the summer, it might be a situation where it's going to take more time to get it taken care of.
Text messenger writes, and I'm not sure what this is. I have shakes.
Okay.
What would it pay to put on steel siding? What are shakes?
So that's like a wood shingle, essentially.
okay.
So yeah, it depends if you have like an old historic house and the shakes are in good condition. Sometimes people really like that charm and character. If the shakes are starting to fail, like every type of siding has its life cycle, and if this is reaching the end of its life cycle, or if it's less convenient because maybe you're having issues with bugs and or whatever else, you know.
Well, this text messenger also sent some of the shakes get damaged by the sun.
Yeah, so they get kind of that bleached look. I'd be curious if they're like a white cedar shake or like a red cedar shake. That's usually the two types that you see. You know, I'd kind of have to see the house, but some of those houses on Reeves that have shake siding, like the white cedar shake siding, even when it's bleached and it turns into that light gray color, I love it. But if it's becoming an inconvenience and a maintenance issue, the steel siding might be worth it. It also depends on what price range your home is in, because steel is expensive, vinyl's a cheaper option. If you're not above, like, you know, the median sale price in Grand Forks, you might not get that money back as easily if you go with steel versus vinyl. Even though steel is a better option. Depends how long you're going to live in the house too, because if you're planning on living there forever, go with whatever you like best and whatever is going to suit your needs best. If you're planning on selling soon, that's when you need to be a little more conscious of the dollars and cents of it.
I know in our townhome where I live in, we used to have something similar to shake. I don't know if you called it shakes or not, but then we eventually, as a association, went through and replaced them all with steel siding.
Okay.
But yeah, it was like at the time too, you couldn't get replacements to fix it or have it painted, and it was kind of. Is that kind of a typical story when it comes to shakes? It's hard to find something, or how do you match it?
It would be almost impossible to match it, because they develop that cool color over time as they, you know, the wind and the sun.
You get a brand new one in there, it's going to look kind of odd.
It's going to be completely the wrong color, and it's probably never going to weather the same, so it's always going to stand out. So eventually they will have to be replaced. It's a shame though, because they look so. It's kind of that Cape Cod, you know, style home that you know, imagine that home on the East Coast by the ocean that has the shakes and
these are cedar shakes, I guess.
Yes, yep. So yeah, they would always be cedar. Just depend on if they're a red cedar or a white cedar. The white cedar is that type that get that bleached light gray look over time. Yeah.
Okay. All right, John Brodeen, a realtor for Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Family Realty. John, anything else you want to mention while we got you?
No, that covers it. Merry Christmas, Denny.
Merry Christmas. If somebody wants to talk to you today, you're going to be working today. Probably after that, I think everybody's going to be a little bit indisposed, if you will.
My cell phone's always on. But
so, if someone wants to get a hold of you, what should they do?
Cell phone is 701-213-5428. You can call or text me. And then if you want to just get to know me a little bit better, stay in touch with real estate stuff in Grand Forks, go ahead and follow me on Instagram. I believe it's just John Brodeen Realtor. Follow me on Facebook. I post a lot on both of those. I have a YouTube channel, tons of content on there. So yeah, check me out online if you're wanting to get to know me better and you're not thinking about moving for a little while.
All right, very good. Merry Christmas, John, to you and your family.
You too, Denny. Thank you.
Right. It's 8:24, back with more in just a bit.